As Israeli troops prepare for a war that is likely to be fought in both the north and the south, above and underground, as Hamas fighters use tunnels in the city of Gaza to stock weapons and train their forces, all out of sight of Israeli intelligence and beyond reach of its Air Force.
Here to help explain exactly what Israel Defense Forces are up against, Army retired veteran, served 10 tours in Afghanistan, retired Brigadier General Don Bolduc. General, good to see you. So talk to us about the complication if you're Israel trying to invade, and Hamas has all these tunnels. How do you navigate that militarily?
Well, militarily, it's going to be very difficult at the strategic level, operational and tactical level. The good thing is that Israel has spent a lot of time training their forces and developing special units to be able to do this. But the fact of the matter is, a tunnel is a tunnel is a tunnel. And that may sound strange to you, but at the end of the day, it can be used for anything, and it can be repurposed. And many tunnels that have existed back to antiquity have been used. You got the Afghan Kharezzes, you got the tunnels that Saddam Hussein used, you got tunnels that many other people have used, tunnels of Kuchi from the Indochina War that were used during the Vietnam War. So these tunnels have to be taken and they have to be eliminated. And if they're not taken and eliminated, then there will be a constant threat to rear security, to force protection, to civilians, to continued military operations, and it will definitely slow things down. The Israeli Defense Forces are capable of handling this, but we have to realize that just the existence of these tunnels and the structures that they have are going to be very complicated and are going to slow things down for the Israeli military as they go in and as they go to clear these areas. And the human cost is unbelievable. I cleared tunnels in Afghanistan with my guys. I know what this is about. I know what the smell is like. I know what the communication gaps are. I know the limitations on robots. I know the limitations on everything. The smell, the darkness. You're there face to face. You have no idea what is around, one corner of that tunnel to the next, and it can become extremely difficult and extremely slow, and take a huge toll on the human factor of war.
And Don, the tunnel system, Israel last boots on the ground in Gaza in 2014. And this tunnel system is now 500 miles of tunnels in Gaza, with some of them 200 feet underground, and with more than 200 hostages still being held. It's just an unimaginable hellscape, both below ground and above ground, for the Israel Defense Forces to try and tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. Hamas realized that their weakness was Israeli intelligence and the capabilities and capacities that they have above the ground. So they spent their time building these tunnels and building them extensively. And there's no way to bomb them out of existence. There's no way to do anything. You have to control what's on top of the ground, and then you have to get under the ground, and you have to clear those tunnels, regardless of how long it may take. There may be some strategic and operational goals that you can establish where you can say we claim this area, but at the end of the day, you got to take those tunnels. That's the bottom line, and it is going to be a significant task lying ahead of them. God bless them all.
God bless them all. It's going to be challenging. Don Bolduc, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, and thank you very much.